After 2 weeks off, match day is almost here as Toronto FC travels to the Big Apple to take on New York City FC. Gareth Wheeler with you. It's a game between two of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Toronto FC tied atop the table with Chicago Fire and New York City FC in third place, just 5 points back. So it's a crucial match to get things back underway in terms of MLS action. The last couple of weeks, I haven't liked it, to be perfectly honest. No Toronto FC football has been kind of weird, and it's been weird for the players as well. Having 4 days off in the middle of the season, it's virtually unheard of. But that's what the Gold Cup is all about. And Toronto FC have lost two more players to international duty as Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore have joined up with the U.S. men's national team, joining Justin Morrow away for the duration of the Gold Cup. And Toronto FC still without Tassé Ricketts and Jonathan Osorio and Armando Cooper participating in the tournament. Some good news is that Raheem Edwards has been sent back to TFC as Kyle Larin replaces him with the Canadian men's national team. With Stephen Beitashour remaining out, with Nick Hagland, who was a full participant at training today, still likely not good enough to play on Wednesday night, having Edwards back in the team is a big boost for Greg Vanney and company.
I mean, it's good to have him back, just for obvious reasons for our group, and just to keep progressing him in terms of the role he's going to play for us. So it's great to have him back. You know, in the grand scheme of things for himself, you know, it would have been great for him to get an opportunity there, but it didn't come. But I'm sure it will as he continues to develop as a player. So, but it's good to have him back.
Edwards did not train Monday as he returned late from international duty, but he's most likely to travel to New York City, as is newcomer Nico Hasler. He might not play on Wednesday, but Greg Vanney says the Liechtenstein international, the new signing, is fit. He's raring to go. He's still learning the system, growing familiar with the expectations at the club. So Wednesday may be a little bit too soon for him, but he should be part of the traveling party as he grows accustomed to life here with Toronto FC and in Major League Soccer. You got to remember the last two times Toronto FC played New York City FC, it was one-sided to the max as Toronto FC won 7-0 on aggregate in the Eastern Conference semifinal, including the 5-star performance in a 5-0 victory at Yankee Stadium last fall. It was an emphatic victory, an embarrassing one for New York City FC, which Toronto FC exposed some of the flaws in New York's team. Let's get straight into our three keys to the match, and let's start off with big city, big player, and that's Sebastian Giovinco. He's gone and played at Yankee Stadium 4 times, and over the course of that span, he scored 7 goals for Toronto FC against the Baby Blue, including 2 hat tricks. And the last time he was there, the 3-goal performance in the playoffs. The small pitch in New York suits him to a T. He's a very technically sound player. Toronto FC plays through the middle more than any other team in MLS, which really gets Toronto FC's top player in Giovinco involved. Him combining with Vasquez is a scary proposition for New York because Sebastian Giovinco just gets a step on these New York City slower defenders and he makes them pay. So look for Seba continuing to shine under the bright lights in New York. The second key, size actually does matter. The field is smaller, which means there's tighter spaces, more chances, and also more mistakes over the course of 90-plus minutes. It's no coincidence that New York City leads Major League Soccer in shots and in shots on target per game. And to their full credit, they have or average 56% of possession per game as well, which is incredible considering the limited space there is at Yankee Stadium. Where Toronto FC had so much success last year was dictating, dominating the positional side of things. So forcing New York City to build back from deep positions and winning the ball by really putting forward a high press. If they can dominate all areas of the park and dictate proceedings in a tighter space, that bodes well for Toronto FC. So take advantage of the fact you're playing on a smaller pitch, embrace the faster tempo, and reap the benefits. And the final key is dealing with Villa and Harrison. David Villa and Jack Harrison have a combined 20 goals and 11 assists on the year. And it's going to be of the utmost importance for the M&M combo of Moore and Mavinga in the back line to communicate. Because those players, they're versatile. They find pockets of space where there's very little. They're really going to challenge the defensive three for Toronto FC. You might not be able to completely shut them down, but limiting their effectiveness is going to be key. New York City's without Rodney Wallace, kind of the third amigo of the three as he's away at the Gold Cup. So that's an advantage to Toronto FC, but really dealing with Villa and Harrison is going to be of the utmost importance for TFC. You got to remember, Toronto FC is going to be down about 8 key contributors for this game on Wednesday night. Most teams, if they were facing the same proposition, it would end up in disaster. But TFC, they're strong at the back, virtually the same defensive group that's really led them to all kinds of success this year. And with Javinko, with Vasquez, with Delgado, and Shearu, they're still a very strong team. It's a marquee matchup in the Eastern Conference Wednesday night, 7:30 from Yankee Stadium. You can watch on TSN, listen on TSN 1050.